speaking of your partner, even though I know, but for anyone who doesn't know, what's your current relationship status?
Married. A lot has changed over like the last few years, and one thing, for me after I came out, I was like, I'm just gonna date around and like keep it relaxed, and then like within months, I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah,
Like, how funny is this? I like was seeking a relationship to get engaged, and then like the one time I was like, I don't need it, and
right.
I'm like married within months.
Of course, that always happens. It's
Yeah,
like that annoying thing that, your married friends tell you, like, when you're not looking, you'll find it.
I've experienced it.
But it's
So
true. It's
yeah,
true.
yeah,
And how did you guys meet? Because like you to the world were newly out, but to
yeah.
yourself, I'm sure it wasn't feeling the same way.
No, we had been dating secretly and privately. I don't want to say secretly, but privately,
Mhm.
for a while. After my Netflix wrap party, we were at the same party, and then I just remember being like, "Oh, he's cute, and what's his deal?" And then 2 months later, we're on the same trip to Cape Cod in Provincetown, and we hit it off. And then I was going out for some press for the Netflix stuff and pickups, and I just remember going out of my way to like um, see him as secretly as and privately as I possibly could.
That's really cute. And
Yeah.
so we're into astrology over here on this
Yes.
podcast. You're an Aquarius.
I am an Aquarius.
And he, if I stalked correctly, is a Sag.
Yes, December 3rd.
I love it. Do you feel like a real Aquarius? Because usually it takes Aquarians a long time to settle down. Like, usually I feel like most Aquarius men are like savor their independence very
Mm.
long.
I think what's beautiful and why we worked so well
Yeah.
together is he enabled me, and like still even to this day, to be independent in the best way. He
Mm-hmm.
does not want to be a part of my like professional world.
Yeah.
He helps behind the scenes and like is so supportive and so great. Um I think it's so healthy. Like coming out of the Bachelor world where it's like all of a sudden, once you leave the show, you're sort of branded as the power couple, and you have to move together, and everything you do is together, or else there's like
So
a rumor of a split.
Oh yeah.
Like Jordan and I don't walk carpets together.
Right.
We will take photos together at events, but like we don't want to like throw it in anybody's faces. We like to be private.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why it worked. But then also, the show taught me a lot about what I wanted out of a partner, and I still got to apply that just to a man, not a woman.
Right.
So I put in a lot of work of figuring out what I wanted out of a partner.
That's a really good way of looking at it. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't a waste of time. You still learned. Like all dating experiences in general
Yeah.
are a lesson.
Yeah. The Bachelor world really taught me how to date with intent.
Mm-hmm.
And I took a lot from that show. I really there is definitely a lot of positives that came from it, just as far as like how it shaped me and
Yeah.
and the way that I dated and asked questions.
Do you still watch like
I
other
don't.
seasons? Yeah.
No, and I think, we've moved on and we've healed our relationships, and they were kind and invited me to Jerry's wedding, but I had another obligation that I had to go to that weekend. But I think they're doing really well with the Golden Bachelor. I haven't followed, but I obviously saw the success, and I thought it was so cool and innovative, and it was what the franchise needed.
Totally. No,
Um,
really smart. I mean, now watching, because I am like a new Bachelor watcher, and now watching Joey's season, I'm like, oh
yeah,
my God, this is awful and like so catty and just like
yeah,
these people are crazy. Like I miss my ladies, like my
yeah.
my golden
Right.
ladies.
Well, I saw they announced the Golden Bachelorette, correct?
Yeah, but did they
So
say who it was?
no, no, no. I
Okay.
just know that
Yeah, yeah,
it
it's
worked for
coming.
them.
It's
I
coming.
mean, you knew that was coming. I don't think
Of
that
course.
shocked
Of
anybody.
course. Yeah.
But no, I don't watch. But I obviously have social media and pay attention to the media, so like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see how things are going.
For sure. Going back to your relationship with Jordan,
Yeah.
because you had like newly come out, was there any hesitancy on his end to be like, Colton, like, what if you still have so much to get out of your system? And like, I am just like, the stepping stone, or maybe there's like a term for that, like the first person you like
Yeah.
really like date after you come out.
Yeah. No, I mean, he would be the first to admit that it was scary for him.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of his friends were sort of, whether privately saying it or to him at times too, being like, what are you doing? Like, he's not like, he just came out. Like, he's about to break your heart.
Yeah.
And it took me a while to like reassure him and just be like, this is it. Like, I'm not a grass is greener type person. That was not the attitude that I took. Like, him and his family and just like his values and who he is as a human being was so attractive to me. And just like, I don't know, it just was like one of those things like we fit together and we're made for each other.
Mhm. And in your story and, like, your background as a person, you grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
Where does religion play a role, if at all, in your life or your relationship, like, today?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still very much on my faith journey.
Mhm.
I consider myself a Christian man, and my relationship with God is between God and I, and not in a building or confined to religion like I used to approach it, where it was very structured and organized, and I had Bible studies here, and I had to read this. Like, I very much am in a different state of mind, but one that I consider healthier, and my faith is important to me.
Yeah.
Jordan knows that, and a lot of people who have been with me along this journey have sort of seen and I've sort of spoke to about this. So yeah, it's a work in progress, but it's definitely in a healthy spot.
Yeah. What advice do you have for others who are coming out in, like, religious communities? Because this is a problem that doesn't seem to be going away as like modern as we are, as much as people are like, you don't even have to come out today. There are still so many, especially religious communities where, or even just like family dynamics where you still feel like you can't. So do you have any advice for anyone listening that might be in that spot?
I mean, I think just find your support system and find the people who you can trust. And coming out is a really slow process, not only with yourself, but just with the people you surround yourself with. Religion's hard. I think, looking back, the three main pillars that sort of held me in the closet was religion, sport, and then my desire to want to be a dad and a family man. I just didn't think was possible as a queer man. So um, I think we still have a lot of work to do in the religious community, but I would just say find people you trust and talk it through with them. Because once you start, that was like once I started explaining to people why I still am a man of faith and like why what I believe in, they're like, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." And it's just like like it's just sort of like common sense of like
Right.
I don't need to go on Sunday at 11 o'clock, and that's the only time I could speak to God. Like I
Right.
can talk to Him whenever I want to, and I don't only have to talk to Him when I need something.
Right.
So just like completely reframed how I approached my religion.
I love that.